We would now like to introduce the history of the tall oil business at Harima Chemicals Incorporated. Harima Chemicals Incorporated began the manufacture and distribution of gum rosin and turpentine oil obtained by distilling crude gum as its core business upon establishment in 1947. In the 1950s, it had become difficult to domestically procure crude gum, so we started to import gum rosin from China. The supply was, however, unstable, as the relationship between Japan and China had not yet normalized at that time. We then turned our attention to an untapped Japanese resource in the form of tall oil. In 1958, we became the pioneering domestic producer of rosin after completing the construction of Japan's first tall oil distillation plant. The volume of rosin and fatty acids produced from Japanese tall oil continued to increase steadily. In the late 1960s, the main material for Japanese pulp mills, softwood, was replaced with hardwood, which contains little resin, making it difficult to procure tall oil from domestic pulp mills. Efforts to stabilize tall oil procurement led Harima to jointly found Harima MID Incorporated with U.S. paper companies in 1972. In 1973, Harima completed Asia's largest tall oil distillation facility at our Kakogawa plant, with an annual production capacity of 70,000 tons. At present, Harima MID Incorporated imports over 60,000 metric tons of crude tall oil annually from the Georgia, Louisiana, and Texas mills of International Paper Company. 3,000 to 6,000 metric tons of oil is regularly shipped to Kobe, along with other products, from the stockpiling base in New Orleans by a 40,000 metric ton chemical tanker. Crude tall oil arriving at Kobe's port is transferred from the chemical tanker to smaller coastal tankers and transported to a local port. From here, about 200 metric tons of crude tall oil is delivered to Kakogawa by tank trucks every day for distillation. Harima MID produces about 20,000 metric tons of tall rosin and the same amount of tall fatty acids every year